Hey, welcome back into my kitchen. I decided, even though it's nighttime and I'm tired, I decided we should film a quick video all about stuffed foods. Yom Kippur is coming, and after that is Sukkot, and on both of those holidays, well, not on Yom Kippur, before Yom Kippur, it's traditional to eat stuffed food to remind us that we want all of our judgment, all of the harsh judgment to be surrounded with mercy. And so we eat stuffed food, usually kreplach, which we're gonna make today. We're gonna make easy kreplach, don't worry, not too hard. And we also on Sukkot eat stuffed food to remind us that when we were in the desert after we left Egypt, we were surrounded by special clouds that protected us. And it just reminds us of the love that we felt when we were leaving slavery and headed toward being the Jewish people. So today we are going to do stuffed foods. We're going to start with the kreplach. Hey everyone, it's Dora from flippinghousesanpancakes.com, and we are doing stuffed foods in the kitchen today. And tonight, I should say. And we are going to start with some easy kreplach. Kreplach are kind of like a wonton that you would get in a Chinese restaurant. In their soup, you would get like those wontons stuffed with meat. Same concept. But I don't have time or the energy to make my own dough today. So today we are using wonton wrappers. Quite literally, that's what we're making. And we are gonna make them right now. They're really easy. And we're gonna start with one onion. Now, I got these giant onions at Costco. This is half of an onion. This is huge. So we only need one onion worth. So because these onions are so big, I'm only using half an onion. I'm gonna chop up into really small pieces. One onion. You could use a food processor if you want, but then I have to take it out and I have to wash it afterward, and I don't feel like doing that today. So today, I'm just gonna chop this by hand and add it to a pound of meat. I actually have like a little over a pound of meat here, but it's close enough. You're gonna add a little pepper. This is really simple. You don't have to do anything major for this recipe. Super simple. And this is my parsley. I cook a lot. I'm just going to add a little bit of parsley just to add a little extra flavor. A lot of people don't even put parsley in it. It's just like salt and pepper. I'm not going to add salt because it is kosher meat. It's already got salt. It's already been salted. It doesn't really need the extra salt. So today, raw meat. I'm going to put my gloves on. We're just doing this ground beef. This is extra lean ground beef that I'm using. Some onion that I chopped up, a little bit of parsley, and some pepper. So I'm going to mix it all together. And we're going to essentially make little tiny meatballs. Okay? So let's just, remember when you're mixing your meat, you don't want to over mix it because your meat will get tougher. So you want to just mix it to the point where you get all of your onions kind of mixed in. Now, probably if I use my food processor, they'd mix it a little better, but you know what? Who cares? It'll taste just as good. There we go. Also, it's going to be inside something, so you're not going to see the chunks of onion. Okay, that looks good to me. It's just all mixed up in a bowl. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each wonton wrapper. I've got the square ones because that's the one I found. I'm going to wet the edges of it. That's going to help it stick together. Okay, then I'm going to take a little meatball's worth. That might even be too much. We're going to find out. I'm going to put it right in the middle. I'm going to press it over into, oh yeah, look at that. That was too much. I overfilled it. Let's take out some. Boom, there we go. Okay, I'm going to press it into a triangle, and then I like to add a little more water and pinch it. So it makes like a little, I'll make some more and I'll show you a better view of that. I'm not dropping these into soup right away. These are actually going to go into my freezer, and once they're nice and frozen, I am going to throw them into a freezer bag, And then right before Yom Kippur, when I'm making my soup, there, it's much smaller. That's much better. That's a much better amount. I'm putting only like, it's not even a walnut size, okay? All right, so smaller than a ping pong, smaller than a walnut, and we're just gonna do that. And you can leave them flat if you want. I'll make a few different styles. I think these are just really cute. I don't know if you can see them. Let me bring it close. You can see how cute it looks. Isn't it cute? It's a cute little kreplach. And then you can, like, when my soup is boiling, I'm gonna drop them in, and instead of matzo balls, we usually make matzo balls. Instead of matzo balls, we'll have kreplach in our soup. Now, to be honest, I usually make more than I need, so sometimes we have kreplach for sukkot also. Like I said, we do use stuffed foods, sukkot also. And sometimes instead of boiling them in a soup, I will fry them, or I will, most likely, if you know me, I will more likely oven fry them. You can also make them just as basic triangles. Those are good too. You just want a triangle out of them. All right, here we have my first tray of kreplach. You can see they're all laid out. They're spread out nicely, so they're gonna freeze separately so that when I go to take them out, I can take out exactly the amount I need. I'm gonna put these in the freezer, and we're gonna get started on the next dish. The kreplach are in the freezer now, and I'm getting started on my second dish. And since this is technically 3 easy Shabbos dishes, I am making the easier version of this dish. I am not making stuffed cabbage, although if I get a chance, I will make that, because I make that about 1 time a year. It's a lot of effort. Make it about 1 time a year, and my kids really look forward to it. But for today, we're gonna do the easier version of a stuffed meat dish like that, and we're gonna make stuffed peppers. So I already have, if you take a look in my pot, I've got ground beef and onion, and I'm starting to cook it up. So I didn't put any oil in here. I'm gonna chop it while I talk to you. I didn't put any oil in here, as I'm using the natural fat that's in my meat. Now, remember, I do use extra lean ground beef, so there's not huge amounts of fat in there. We really don't need more than what's already there. To cook the onion as well. So I'm going to just mash it and cook it, and mash it and cook it. And keep turning over the pieces so that all the meat browns, because we want that meat to be fully browned before we add the rest of the ingredients. So I'm gonna do this for a few minutes, and we'll come back when the meat is ready to have extra ingredients added. The ground beef and onion mixture is just about ready. See, looks good. All right, so now we're gonna add the other ingredients. We're gonna start with a can of tomato sauce. We're gonna turn that off, actually. We should turn it off. We don't wanna cook everything first. Okay, here we go. We turn off the stove top. I add in my can of tomato sauce. I'm gonna add in 2 cups of uncooked rice. Now I'm using basmati. You could use regular long grain. You could use short grain, whatever you want. This is regular rice. It's not like minute rice or anything like that. You could use minute rice, but you don't need to. You can use regular rice. You'll be just fine. If you use minute rice, it might become a little too liquidy with my recipe here. We're gonna add in the rice. The rice is gonna cook in the peppers. So while this mixture is in the peppers, that's when the rice is gonna cook. I'm gonna add that in. Okay, I'm gonna add a cup of water. Okay, that's gonna help the rice cook, of course. I'm gonna add in, we've got some parsley, some chili powder, some paprika, and some salt. I'm gonna add all those in there. Mix it all up so everything gets flavored. And I'm gonna add 2 eggs. This is what's gonna help that stay together inside the pepper, even when you cut the pepper. Okay, so but I better mix those in quickly because that will cook. My filling here is hot, so the eggs will start to cook pretty fast. So just mix it all up together real well. And once it's nicely mixed, that's it. I'm gonna show you. Everything's in there. All right. And now it's time for us to stuff the peppers. Okay, we have the filling for the peppers here. And now we are gonna get the peppers ready. So as you see, I've already got most of my peppers in this pot. Is that not gorgeous? That is gorgeous, okay. I've got 9 peppers in there. I've got room for 1 more. So I'm just gonna take my knife and I'm gonna go around the top just like that. I've already washed these. And I'm gonna get rid of that whole stem plus the middle of my pepper. Okay, and I'm gonna take out all the insides. I don't want any of that in there, and I don't want any of those seeds. So we're just gonna kind of tap it out, get all my seeds out, and stick it in my bowl, in my baking dish. It's late at night. Okay, all right, so I'm just gonna start scooping them into each pepper a little bit at a time. So we're gonna fill up each pepper, just like that. Don't forget to make sure that some of the liquid gets into the pepper as well, because that's what's gonna help our rice cook. It gets a little messy, so I'm doing it over the pot. So anything that kind of falls out is just gonna go right back into the pot and into the next pepper. So I'm gonna go ahead and stuff all of these peppers, and then we're gonna work on the sauce. Now, the sauce is cooked over the stove, so there is more work. This is the major effort for tonight. Our dessert will be easy also, so you don't have to worry that this is a little harder than my usual super easy meal, but it still is easier than making stuffed cabbage, where I would have to roll. Well, first I'd have to prep all the cabbage, then I'd have to stuff them all and roll them all, and then still make my sauces. So that just is even more steps than this. So look at this, I'm almost done stuffing the peppers. You see, this is not, that was hot. This is pretty good. And I'll tell you, sometimes I end up with a little extra filling. I'm gonna try and get these as full as I can. If there's any extra, I'm gonna kind of place it around the peppers. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. You can use this to fill all kinds of vegetables if you wanna go ahead and core them, take out the insides. It is delicious in eggplant, in green zucchini or yellow zucchini. I've had it in tomatoes. What else could you core? I don't know. Those are the ones I thought of. And obviously stuffed cabbage, although I actually do a slightly different sauce and a slightly different filling for my stuffed cabbage. But look at that, I'm just gonna really pack it in there, because I'm gonna really enjoy that when I eat it later. That'll be good. All right, these peppers, let me show you what they look like right now. These peppers, wow, that's a lot of food in there. Look at that. That's what they look like. These peppers are ready for their sauce. So we're gonna head back over to the stovetop and make the sauce. All right, we're making the sauce. I didn't even clean the pot. I left it the same way as it was before, and I started to saute an onion. Everything's going in the same dish anyhow, so it doesn't really make a difference, right? I'm gonna add a stick of celery that I diced and the carrot that I diced, and for the sake of being faster and easier, I actually used baby carrots, so I didn't even have to peel them. Shh, it's a secret. Okay, I'm gonna saute these until the celery and onion and carrot are all soft, and then we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients. All right, my carrot and onion and celery are ready, so we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients. We've got 30 ounces of tomato sauce or crushed tomatoes. Either one works in this dish. I'm gonna add them all in there, get all that nice tomato out. Okay. We have 2 cups of water. So pour that in. To make sure that this doesn't burn when it's in the oven, because it's gonna be in the oven for a while. So it's gotta start out with a good amount of water. And then we have some sugar, some salt, some paprika, and some chili powder. And we're gonna go ahead and add all of that in and mix it up. Gonna bring it just to a boil so I know everything is mixed together. Then we're gonna pour it over our peppers. My sauce is ready. I'm gonna pour it over my peppers. I'm gonna pour over every single pepper first on top, because I wanna make sure that this sauce kind of permeates the peppers and the filling. Oh, it's so good. So I'm gonna pour over each pepper first, and then I'm gonna pour some around the peppers. And we're just gonna get all of the sauce into this container. If you don't have a big dish like this, you could always split your peppers up into 2 pans, because it will make more liquid. So you wanna make sure you have a nice deep side, or you have room for the liquid to go, okay? But Oh my goodness. I wish you guys were in the kitchen right now because it smells so good. Okay, so I'm gonna finish pouring all my sauce over my peppers and around my peppers. I'm gonna throw it in the oven at 350 degrees, and we're gonna let it bake for a while till those peppers look nice and soft. Remember, the filling's actually already pretty much cooked. The egg in the filling is gonna cook in just a matter of minutes. So we don't have to really worry about that. Right now, our goal is just to get those peppers nice and soft and perfect for eating. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna finish filling these. I'm gonna put it in the oven, and then we'll come back for our third dish. Okay, my kreplach are in the freezer. My stuffed peppers are in the oven. That's what you're hearing that annoying noise for. My oven makes annoying noises. Anyhow, and now we're gonna do a very simple stuffed dessert because honestly, it's been a long day and I'm tired. And when you're cooking lots of meals for all the holidays coming up, you get tired. So we're gonna do a really, really simple one. We're gonna make apple wontons. Dessert wontons. That's right. I still have some wonton wrappers. So we're going to utilize them and this very handy can of apple pie filling. So actually, my apple pie filling, the chunks were a little too big, so I chopped them up. If we need more, we'll do more. In the meantime, I'm going to wet the wonton wrappers the same way that I wet them with the kreplach. And by the way, you can make this with, usually I make it with puff pastry. Don't have any puff pastry. So we're doing wontons today. Super simple, super easy. I'm gonna leave them as triangles because I think they're so cute, right? Okay, and we are going to oven fry them. Oops, I forgot the water. Always put the water because that's what's gonna help seal that inside your wonton. It will seal your wonton so you don't have all the juice from the apples leaking out. And these are so simple. I didn't have to make the dough. I pretty much don't have to do anything. I'm just gonna do this. And you could fry them also if you wanted to fry them at the stove. But like I said, I'm tired. We're gonna make dessert really fast and easy today. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna stuff all of these wontons with my apple pie filling, and we'll be right back. So my wontons are all stuffed with this apple filling. Very exciting. Let me just make sure it's all pressed down really nicely. I'm gonna give them a good spray with cooking spray. You could also, and I mean like a good spray, right? We're kind of coating it really nicely. You could also brush it with oil if you wanted, or like I said, you could fry them on the stovetop. I'm gonna throw these into my oven. It is set on 350. We're gonna bake them till they become nice and golden brown. Then we're gonna sprinkle them with a little bit of confectioner's sugar when they come out of the oven. They're gonna be so good. All right, I'm gonna get these in the oven and we'll come back when everything's ready. Okay, my wontons are out of the oven. Let me show you how they look. A little crispy, a little browned. They've cooled for a few minutes on the counter now, and I put a little confectioner's sugar into my sifter here, and I'm just gonna coat them a little bit with some confectioner's sugar, make them look a little prettier. Just a nice dusting. That's it. Oh yeah, these look delicious. I think I'm going to taste one. It's okay, nobody's in the room. They all just left. That's really good. What a yummy and easy dessert to make. Okay, the kreplach are out of the freezer. I'm gonna put them in a storage bag soon. Look at these. Look at the stuffed peppers. Oh, so gorgeous. Now they're gonna cook some more when I reheat them. So they'll get even a little more softened, a little more shrunken. But oh how gorgeous. And of course, some dessert wontons filled with apple. And there you have it. These are my 3 stuffed dishes For an easy Shabbos or easy Yom Tov cooking this week, we have our stuffed meat kreplach, our stuffed peppers, and our stuffed dessert apple pie wontons. Hope you enjoyed cooking with me. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell for notifications so you find out every time I upload a new video. And of course, check out my website, flippinghousesandpancakes.com.